Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Geek Ranch podcast. I'm your host this time, Alex, of course, joined by Tim and Dane, my co-hosts. And today we're going to be rooted in weebdom. We have some exciting news from this past week. We have gotten two decently big announcements for games in terms of coming from Japan. So today we're going to talk about them. The first thing is that Aniplex has started its own branch, basically, for making visual novels.
Yeah.
And they've already confirmed two titles. This is from what I was reading. Both the branch had been established back in December of the previous year, so 2019, but no new info had really been put out about it. Besides that, now we finally got some info, and they've announced two visual novels that are going to be coming out. They're also coming out internationally as well. Specifically, the titles of them are
The name of the branding for it is Aniplex.
Oh yes,
EXE.
Aniplex.exe.
Yeah.
The two titles that they've announced are Atri, My Dear Moments, and Atabana, Odd Tales. Basically, I'll just read through this a little bit. I'm using Siliconaris website for it. The first title was Atri, My Dear Moments. It is currently being developed by Frontwing, the developer behind Fruits of Grisaya, and
Frontwing is the best.
Mamoru Closet, I think I'm saying that right, and Makura. Atri is a visual novel set in the near future in a world where most of humanity lives underwater due to the unexplained rise of sea levels. The story follows Ikaruga Natsuki and a robot girl, Atri, during summertime in a town by the rising ocean. The second one that has been confirmed or announced is oh my god, comes from Kindred Spirits of the Root on the Roof developer Liarsoft. Audubon Odd Tales is a visual novel set in a mysterious, illustrated world containing flowers that never bloom. The story will follow Shirohime, a girl who has amnesia, and a mysterious boy named Kurofude as they go through various Japanese fairy tales in the realm of Audubon. Both titles will be fully voiced in Japanese and will have, of course, Japanese subtitles as well as English subtitles and, what else is it, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and other ones depending on what regions they release it in. I know you know about Fruits of Grisaya.
Oh no, I have every Frontwing game, including the entire Fruit of Grisaya. It's more than a trilogy at this point. There's a ton of them. But point being is there's a lot of Frontwing games. I own every one of them.
Okay.
I'm a big Frontwing fan. I really do like their motif. Fruits of Grisaya is a little bit railroaded, but nevertheless, it's a very high quality visual novel. It's one that I would recommend for people diving in, even though the content is really serious. I recommend you be 18 plus, not because it has, not safe for work material, but because it touches on some things that might be a little bit gruesome for your average indulgent in visual novels. If you're looking for raising cat girls and just having a good time, I recommend Nekopara. If you're looking for something a little bit more serious and, cutthroat, I would recommend Fruit of Grisaya. So I'm very happy to see that Aniplex.
I told you you'd be excited about this.
Yeah, that Aniplex is teaming up with a veteran studio, and the benefit of it being international release is that I don't have to pay somebody to translate it.
Yeah, they're already on wish list for Steam release and everything. So
you will add that to his wish list, I'm sure.
Probably will, yes.
Additionally, both titles are all ages games and will be about 2 or 3 volumes long. Both titles are scheduled to release sometime in 2020 on Steam, and as I just said, they can currently be added to wish lists. So,
right. So all ages in Japan tends to be about 13 plus. Yeah. Their more serious content tends to be 17 plus, and then 18 plus is obviously not safe for work. Fruit of Grisaya is right around 17 plus to 18 plus. It has certain sexual content, but not to the point in which you would have to worry about, somebody walking in on you. But it's pretty mature as far as the subject matter goes. All ages is not really my cup of tea, but I might still enjoy it. So,
assumedly, they're doing it as a safe start, just because
it's their first projects.
Yeah,
right. I mean, definitely the fairy tale one seems like it would be an all ages choice, even though there are some really dark Japanese fairy tales they could touch on.
Yeah.
The previous one definitely seems slice of lifing, which slice of life I only really tolerate in visual novels. So. Is not really dismissed for me. Once again, also, I will continue my infinite collection by buying more Frontwing games. So,
past that, I have not been very much into the visual novel stuff, so I can't give too much on it. That's why I did ask for Dane's commentary on it.
Yeah, we're not visual novel players.
But I am interested and will probably pick them up.
I am that guy.
Yes.
It's a nice start for newbies.
Yeah, that's
I mean, some of your favorite series have also started in, visual novel format.
yeah, I know. Fate.
Yeah.
That's the big one. I know. I have never gone and played the original ones just because it's a pain in the ass to do so.
Yeah. I mean, and then you also get some of the pre.
Are they on Steam?
I
No.
don't think any of the Fate series is. No, you have to go
That's
get that.
the problem.
Yeah, you have to go and get that hard
Because
translated.
it's
It's probably free though at this point.
because all the visual novels for that particular series. I know there's what's the one?
It would be
There's
very financially smart of them to translate it over
There's
here.
Tsukihime. There's
Probably not happening.
Tsukihime. There's the Fate series. What's the other one? It's like the blue or I can't remember. There's 4 big franchises that are under Fates or up under Type Moon's wings, and one of them is Kara no Kyokai, which is more I think light novels. Am I correct? And then it got
Yeah, those are
adapted to movies.
published.
Okay,
Those are published, not games.
that's what I thought.
But yeah, so look, for that particular thing, I'm just saying don't dismiss the visual novel format for entertainment purposes, because a lot of things that have been really popular have actually come directly from them. Fruit of Grisaya got its own anime, which really wasn't a true adaptation, but was still very pleasant to watch. Claned, which is like one of the most popular
That's very
stories.
popular, yeah.
Right.
Not-
Shuffle.
But Clanhead's usually at the top of the list on Steam.
Yeah.
Not necessarily visual novels that I played. Well, I say that they're similar in style. The Danganronpa games would be considered similar to that.
Yeah. What is it? Type 99 or Type... What is the other one?
Zero
AI
Escape and all that.
Zero Escape, AI Insomnia Files. They're adjacent to visual
Yeah.
novels.
There's
They're
just
not-
a little
they're-
bit more involved.
Well, there's more.
Yeah.
There's more puzzles and stuff like that
Yeah.
involved.
Right. They're like puzzles with a visual novel storytelling format.
Yes.
It's kind of very much like the Fate phone game.
Yes.
The Fate phone game is truly the Fate phone game, but layered on top of it is basically the equivalent of a visual novel.
Yes. The storytelling is by a visual novel standpoint, basically.
Right. But the actual game itself is not a visual novel.
Yeah.
What was the other thing you wanted to talk about?
The other big one that got announced is it doesn't have an actual name yet. It's just
a project name.
Yeah, it's just Project GG.
Is it Go?
Oh God, that was great. It is a new game. Platinum Games, the developer behind action games like Nier, Automata, and Bayonetta, is working on a brand new original project. They basically released a new teaser trailer for today.
It's a spiritual successor to Beautiful Joe and Wonderful 101.
Yeah, the creator of of those 2 games has called this his third in the superhero trilogy.
Yep.
In that same vein,
I love Beautiful Joe, and I never got to play Wonderful 101, and now I'm going to thanks to their Kickstarter.
I played a little bit of Beautiful Joe and I loved it.
Yeah. I want that to come back.
Not my wheelhouse.
It is in my wheelhouse.
Also
it's
in
a
my
wonderful
wheelhouse.
Though it was a very creative game.
But
Yes.
the trailer was really cool looking. It was basically it's very short, but it's basically a bunch of people running away from falling buildings. There's
and a dog.
Well, I was getting to that. There's monster screaming, and there's a small dog that's it's
A little
leash,
Sheba.
its leash gets caught under some rubble and it can't escape, and it's barking at a falling building, and you think it's about to get crushed, and all of a sudden a guy rushes in and
And it's like Ultraman.
yeah, he stops the building and makes some kind of force field and then starts transforming into a giant
Yeah.
robot-looking thing. And then the end of the trailer is him staring down a giant monster, and it looks cool.
Yep. It literally just looks like one of those old Saturday morning cartoon hero, or not cartoon,
Ultraman,
but Ultraman or
for-
even Power Rangers or Super Sentai.
It's definitely closer to Ultraman than it is to
I was
Super
gonna
Sentai.
say the other one I would compare it to is Gridman for more
Yeah,
recent.
Gridman. But it's definitely more like Ultraman. There was another one that was like Ultraman. I can't think of its
Get a
name.
Robo?
Yes.
Trust me, I'm a giant fan. like most of my Japanese anime is long before the rise of shonen and is back with old
I'm surprised you're
anime
not
types.
into this then.
Well, just because it's in that genre doesn't mean I like that type of game, because these action RPG types, I'm not a fan of that gameplay style. I didn't really like Beautiful Joe.
We assume it's going to be the same.
Well, I'm assuming that it's
Gameplay
coming
style.
from the same guy, so it has relevance to his gameplay style.
Yeah, especially since it's a spiritual successor,
The big thing about it is also this will be the first game that Platinum Games has ever self-published.
which is awesome. I'm glad
So-
that they're finally able to do that.
And that means they'll have complete control over what they do. And that actually makes me think about the fact that since Nier is under Platinum Games and Yoko Taro likes doing all kinds of crazy stuff, that means he's going to make even more crazy stuff in the next
Yeah,
game than this.
Nier was off the wall. it also means if they get and start a project, they don't have to worry about some company like Xbox suddenly telling them this game is not up to par. We're just going to stop funding you. Scalebound no longer exists.
So pretty good news.
It was a big letdown to a lot of Xbox gamers. You know, I play all the consoles, so it didn't bother me very much. But the people, you know, when they pick their side, Xbox didn't have nearly as many exclusives as
really
Sony and
don't.
Nintendo. Yeah, it's a barren wasteland.
Better to have none at all.
Yeah. Anyways, they didn't think the game was up to par,
hate
so they
exclusives.
just canceled the project. But the bad part was that they showed so much of the game. Like they had multiple trailers. They had a gameplay trailer during E3 one year. I mean, it was just a lot of it, and then they just canned it because Xbox wanted a multiplayer aspect. They pushed and tried to put what they wanted in the game, while Platinum had a whole nother idea where they were just wanting to focus on single player. So now Platinum doesn't have to worry about someone telling them how they want to make their game. So it's great. It's fantastic.
No,
I'm excited.
I'm extremely happy about it, and I'm hoping to see more from them now that they have this opportunity.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of money recently from some investors, so they're set.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're pretty creative studios, to their credit. Their games, like I said, not really in my wheelhouse, but the production value has always been pretty good, even when you go back and look at Beautiful Joe, which is an old game at this point, but it's still very...
There's one, Nier, the original Nier.
Yeah,
Didn't you play that one?
yes, as well as Nier Automata.
Okay. I mean,
I suck at both of those games, but
as
regardless...
I say, those are Platinum games. That's why I say,
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of the things that they make, but I'm not as a gamer.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Nier's lore and
he
music.
likes what they do, but it ain't type of games that he will play. He likes the
Right. I just like the
stylization of
work. I just like the work that they do.
Have you played Astral Chain? That was also one of their things, and
I
it
didn't
was
know, I didn't know
great.
it was theirs. I haven't
Yeah.
played it yet, though. No.
Right.
Yeah, Astral Chains. Also, they made Transformers Devastation, which was one of the few good Transformers games.
They made a lot of bad ones.
Yeah. But so like for instance, for Nier, the original Nier, I have its entire OST. That I've been a giant fan of Nier's lore and Nier's music. Same thing, kind of in Automata. The lore wasn't really the same as there, but I do very much so love the music. So
Yeah. Yoko Taro does good work.
Yeah.
I'm loving what he's doing with the 14 stuff too.
I really love what they decide to do with Wonderful 101. So Wonderful 101 is one of those gems that a lot of people, everybody says, I haven't got to play it, so I guess I shouldn't say that, but everybody says it's a gem, and it's a gem I missed out on because it was a game on the Wii U. I owned a Wii U, but I just was like, I don't play my Wii U. Why am I going to buy this game?
I own like 4 games for it. And
Yeah, exactly. So they decided, okay, well, this game probably would have been a hit if it wasn't on the Wii U.
yeah, well, I mean, the Wii U still managed to sell some games, even though the Wii U itself wasn't very popular, like Normal Heroes.
Yeah, but it was already like a niche. No, No More Heroes was a
not Wii U.
series.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Wii U had an interesting idea, but it wasn't executed.
It wasn't
well
ready
enough.
yet
Yeah,
because it was pre-Switch.
Basically, it's what the Switch is now. It's what the Switch wants. It wanted to be the Switch, and it wasn't. Honestly,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't work. They tried. I
That is Nintendo and its gimmickry.
yeah, it backfired in their face. But that's
they learned from it and made the Switch, and now it's one of the best-selling consoles on the planet.
and now we get a chance for a lot of gamers to try out not only it on the Switch, it's coming to all PlayStation 4 and Steam. I don't know about Xbox, but I know it's coming to all of those. They're updating the graphics and all of that. So I'm excited.
I am happy that that Nintendo is going back and getting some of their Wii U titles and putting them on the Switch.
Some people actually really get upset because they're like, oh, I got this game already on the Wii U before. Like, okay, I get it, people, but the Wii U did not sell. There was a lot of really good games on the Wii U that a lot of people didn't play because no one wanted their system.
I mean, all I'm saying is that you can continue to do this. You won't really hear anything out of me, but I'm telling you right now that some ports suck. So if your port sucks, I ain't got any love for you.
Nintendo usually does an excellent job with their ports. But I assume Platinum Games is going to do a good job with Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
Also, we're getting for the third time, an Xenoblade Chronicles port. I know that's
Oh, they're putting the
Not
original
Platinum
one
games.
on the Switch?
Yep.
Oh. Well, I guess I should go and play the original, so I still haven't.
Yeah. That was one of those big failures of Nintendo too. They didn't expect it to be a big thing in America, the first version. And so the pre-owned copies were worth more than new copies because no one could get a hold of them.
You could,
It was like back then when Ark the Lad. I think Ark the Lad was a really hard series to get a hold of in America back in the day.
I mean, so was Star Ocean.
Yeah.
And Xenosaga.
Yep.
And there's one more.
There are a few games. When I worked at Game Exchange, there are a few games that literally sold almost double their price as a new game, as a used
Chronicles?
game. I'm not sure.
Are you thinking Chrono
Trigger, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember. There was one more in that time frame.
Okay.
In that time frame that was
PlayStation
inappropriately not fully ported through. Right. So we had a hard time accessing it.
Either way, we've had some pretty good news from the gaming industry for at least the Japanese side of games.
Yeah, it's been a really busy week. Honestly, there's a lot of other stuff we could talk about, but this is what interests us the most.
Yeah, I was going to say Nintendo had their direct for Animal Crossing recently, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a nearly a 30-minute direct, and
I don't care. I'm actually not getting Animal Crossing, but
yeah,
I haven't owned one and will not own one.
I'm the
I would just rather play The Sims.
Nope.
I don't think it's the same comparison.
Nope.
But
I mean, I would just rather play The Sims.
It's not the same. You can't compare between the two.
That, in my opinion,
okay. Life simulation games. All I'm saying.
Okay,
if I had to pick
they're
one,
life simulation.
Sims.
Okay, all right, but it's a totally. It's not a fair comparison.
That's fine. I'm just saying that I put it in the wheelhouse of life simulation games, which I don't play a lot of to begin with. But if I had to play one, I pick.
And I've played both. And Animal Crossing's it's oddly addictive. Like, I mean, y'all haven't played it, obviously. But like, if you get into it, like, it's hard to explain. I'm gonna play Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing. Okay, I'm that guy.
I love all the memes that have come out. It's like big grown men coming to buy the
Animal Crossing,
and then the cute little girls coming to buy Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Stacy has never played an Animal Crossing game, and it's just totally her style of game. Like y'all have seen some of the games she's played, and so I'm making sure she's getting it, and she's gonna love it.
Is it closer to maybe like Stardew Valley?
That's actually what I was going to compare.
Yeah,
less RPG-ish and more just
more like Harvest Moon and
Harvest Moon. That's a good comparison.
Okay, I was looking. They're all life simulation games. I'm just trying to figure out which one it was actually close to.
Sims, in my opinion, just doesn't quite fall under it because Sims. You control what's going on, sort of, but you don't directly play a character.
Yeah,
at least not to my knowledge.
You play God.
You direct a character. Actually, you can play one character in The Sims.
Okay. You essentially play God.
Yes,
in The Sims.
In Animal Crossing, you have your own character. You usually get under a massive amount of debt, and you usually have to try and pay it off.
You usually have to pay Tom Nook off. Yeah.
Also, there's always I love the running gags of
raccoon.
If you turn off your game before saving, it's the mold.
I don't know if he's going to be back. I hope Mr. Rossetti is back, but there has not been any hint of Mr. Rossetti coming back. There's been a lot of controversy around the new Animal Crossing.
In Animal Crossing, I think it's New Leaf, the one on the DS. If you turned off your game before saving and you turn it back on,
they started with the first one.
Mr. Rossetti gets really mad at you and like basically covers your screen for like 5 minutes yelling at you.
He is hilarious. He's the best part of the game.
He will berate you to no end.
Yes. Okay. So in the original GameCube version, it was very easy to like if you wanted to fast forward your time so you could get more bells or whatever. I don't remember the exact reasoning why you would do it, but me and my brother did it, and Mr. Rossetti knew you did it, and Mr. Rossetti was not pleased.
It was one of the first times they had done a what's it called?
Like breaking the fourth wall type thing.
Where they had put in a sensor to detect if you were actually like if you're changing game information.
Yeah. So he it's not how Nintendo fashion is. It's not like an actual voice actor. So it's so it's like going super fast, and it gets louder and louder, and then his text gets bigger and bigger. He's just like going off on you.
Even in Smash, Bros, there's an assist trophy for him where he just covers the screen with text. It's really fun.
I love Mr. Rossetti. He's a good gnome. Mole.
But I think that's about all. I think we've covered about everything, and even some extra.
Yeah, because Animal Crossing
out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
It's usually not my type of game.
But thank you for tuning in. Of course, as always, we ask that you do the usual YouTube things like fave, subscribe, whatever else you want to do. Comment, please. Talk to us. We are here.
You can berate us like Mr. Rossetti.
I mean, you can even uninstall YouTube. I'm just saying, do something. Do something.
But thank you again for joining us. This has been Dane, Tim, myself, and we hope to see you next time. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.